Hello, 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 hello. All right, what's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Embolden.com, and today I want to talk to y'all about something. All right, let's talk about how to start your kids off with a 750 plus credit score. Okay, so I want to go over a few things with you all. Won't take long. Just want to go in and talk to y'all about this. Okay, and want to do that here in the credit mastermind group. So let's talk about it. What do we need to do to start our kids off with great credit? Um, there's a few things that you can do to put yourself in position and put your kids in position to make sure that they're starting off with excellent credit. They won't ever have to worry about, you know, never worry about having any type of struggles with their credit. All right. All right. All right. So let's talk about it. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is to make sure that they have their own checking and savings account. Now, they technically cannot open their own account in their name. I think most banks would probably say 18 or if they have a minors program, maybe 16. But either way, you want to have them a separate account. And a lot of times you can create an account and then put them as an authorized user, or you could just create the account and transfer it later. But it doesn't matter what age they are. If they're not even 1 years old, they need their own account right now. Okay, so that's going to help them um, first, because credit is not just about, the aspect of credit is also about, how well you manage your cash, right? So because we can get into credit problems because of the mismanagement of our cash or our funds. So what that means is that we want to make sure that we're helping them to the best of our abilities with managing their funds that they have anyway. Okay, so create that checking and savings account. Hey Donna, how you doing? Create that checking and savings account. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to do. And then again, as soon as possible. And then remember this though. Again, they cannot uh, open their own account, but it does not matter. And really, the most important thing to kind of backtrack is to tell them about credit early. Okay, tell them about credit early. Uh, don't just teach them about cash and money in general. They need to know about credit as early as they can count to one, two, three. They need to know what credit is too. But in order to do that, you have to know what credit is, right? So that means, to kind of backtrack a little more, you have to make sure that you're on point with your knowledge about credit. Okay. And what is credit? Credit is basically trust. Credit is trust. How well would I trust you if I was to give you a loan, a mortgage loan, a car loan, a credit card? Do I trust you to pay this back or not? That's the way you want to explain it to them. So you want to be seen as trustworthy. How do you do that? When you get things like these different types of loans that we just talked about, you want to pay them and pay them on time. Early is fine, but at least on time, right? So that's the way we want to break it down. We want to make sure that they know about credit early on, okay? And that we're explaining that to them in that way or whatever way you want to do it. But again, your knowledge has to be on point as well about credit. So teach it to them early. That's another thing that you want to do. And I know I haven't given a specific thing yet, but these things are important. We building up to what you actually need to do. Now, let's talk about what will really get them to that 750 credit score starting out early. As soon as they can get a credit score, the score will be 700 plus if you do this. Okay. Um, but let me backtrack one more time. Another thing you cannot do is you cannot open up any accounts in their name, like the cable bill and any medical bills, whatever the case is. We don't need anything open up in their name. All right, we don't need anything open up in their name. I don't care if you plan on paying it or whatever the case. Just don't even do it. Okay, so, and what that is going to do is ensure that they don't start out on their credit journey with any derogatory items. It doesn't matter if it's one or many. It doesn't matter. We don't want them starting out with any. Okay. And look, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have derogatory items, or we've all had them. Dang near most people I know, they had them or have them now. It's okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we want to do the best we can to make sure our kids don't have them. Okay. So anyway, so what we're gonna do is make sure at the age of 16. Well, hold on. Let's go back a little bit. First of all, you're gonna make sure your own credit is built so that you can add your kids as an authorized user on your accounts. What is an authorized user? It's just simply another account holder. Really simple. Just another account holder. You normally are able to do this on most unsecured credit cards. Maybe secured too, but for the most part, I think of unsecured credit cards that allow you to do this. Okay. So, in order to have unsecured credit cards, though, again, your credit needs to be on point first. So, um, you can add them as an authorized user at any time. But again, their credit score isn't going to surface until 18 or 19. But you still want to make sure, but way before then, that your credit is on point. You have credit cards that you can add them on as an authorized user. So that way, that's going to be reporting to the credit bureaus as soon as they get a credit score. Okay. And then once we hit 18, the first thing that we need to do is get either a secured or unsecured loan from a bank or a credit union. And this is going to be their account that they're open up in their name. Okay. And secure loan is just basically you put money in order to get a loan out. It's and use your own money as collateral. So any bank will know what a secure loan is. So um, is look it up or tell them about it. Make sure you go in and get them a secure loan or unsecured loan. And they're only doing this so they'll build it on their credit. We're not doing this for the money. We don't care. Even if it's just $200 or $500, that's fine. Okay. And we can use the money that you had in a checking account too, right? So we already got the money. Just going to take that and use it for a secure loan. It's going to report to the credit bureaus. So now they're building credit. And then after that, after 6 months, you can do this in the same age at 18. 6 months into the age of 18, you want to get them their own credit card. They should, at this time, they have no derogatory items. They have their own checking and savings, so they have that history being built up. They have their own secure loan in their name. So next, they should be able to get a credit card in their name as well, an unsecured credit card. Some good ones to try out here would be you got Discover because they have a student card. If they're a student at that time, they don't have to be. They have other credit cards as well. Capital One, and then they also can get a card with their bank, whether that be a credit union or um, one of the major banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, um, you know, things of that nature. Even if it's more local banks like here where I'm at, you have regions which is not all over the country, but it's pretty prevalent here. Um, or you have like your credit unions again. So they need to get a credit card in their name at this point. And what we're doing, we're making sure that they only use 10% of it. They have to do this. This is important. We do not want them maxing out cards. We need to let them know that this is only to build your score so you don't have problems down the road. This is not to spend. If you want to spend anything, just make sure that you have cash. So it's also we making sure that they got a job or some source of income or they can work for you, right? If you have a business, you can put them on payroll and get a tax write off for it. All right. or have them start their own business, whatever works out for you best. All right. So, um, these things is gonna be a game changer. Okay. Um, Adding them as an authorized user on your account, them getting their own secure loan or unsecured loan, and them getting their own credit card. Once you do these things, by the time that they're 18, they should have a 750 plus credit score. Like starting out, they should have it. Okay. And then from there, they'll just be able to go and go. And it's gonna be easy for them, you know, within in their 20s, they should be at a 800 plus at that time. Now it sounds this is a lot easier said than done, but it can be done. Okay. So I know I'm talking about it lightly, but hey, it can be done. It can be done. I promise you. But main thing that I want to say from this, see how long we've been on. Okay. Just so let's wrap this up because I covered everything I really want to cover. Um, the main thing about this is you want to make sure your credit is on point so that way you can transfer this down to them, right? You want to transfer down uh, these authorized user accounts to them. You want to transfer down the knowledge so they can understand. It's like telling somebody, hey, go to school and have good grades is different from, hey, go to school, have good grades, and this is how you get good grades. You study this amount of hours each day, and you want to block this out so you don't get distracted. Those are two completely different messages. So you want to send that message to them, hey, I got this credit score, and this is how I did, and this is how you're going to do it, and this is why you need credit because when it's time to move into your own home or whatever the case is, it's time for you to get a car. The car dealership isn't charging you 30% interest on your car. You're not paying for it twice, right? So you want to make sure your credit is on point. How do you do that? You go ahead and get into our program right now. So we can help you with these derogatory items that's on your report. We can help you build positive credit and we can teach you about credit. Okay? Because those things are very, very important. So that's what you need to do. Um, Even if you don't join our program, you need to be working on it anyway. Hey, I prefer you to join my program, right? But even if you don't, you need to be working on it. All right. I know that for certain. You need to be working on it. In order to join our program, it's really simple. All you do is set up a free consultation. We give you a call at the appointed time of your call or the time that you appointed, and then we're going to go over your goals, answer your questions, and get you started hitting your goals, right? So it's very simple. The link will be below www.getembolden.com. Really simple. Takes 2 minutes to set up a consultation and possibly change you and your family's lives. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. If you guys have any questions, be sure to let me know. If not, I'll see you in the next one. All right.